It's Week 15 of the NFL, and we'll be watching the dynamic Tyreek Hill. He's over 1,100 yards receiving so far and looking for more. It's the Saints and the Panthers, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
The first open back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Superdome in downtown New Orleans.
Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
McPherson has this one teed up,
and we are underway from the Superdome.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive.
And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He's able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
Lightning speed that time for the corner. Marshawn Lattimore getting the sack.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Alontae Taylor. He's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Back to throw here, Herbert.
And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. Not a productive opening drive, 3 and out, and more struggles for a team really that hasn't won a game in a long time.
It can be really discouraging for everyone else on the team, especially the guys on the other side of the ball that have to trot out there and see a little more futility in this losing streak. So I know coaches who look at these situations and say to themselves, let's be aggressive. Let's go for it right here and try and turn our fortune around.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses that have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set on another big game right here.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. These two teams getting a couple of late season tilts this year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 12. And it was the visiting Saints who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in New Orleans.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And a nice little start as he's able to get this up to the 28. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints are on the board first here this afternoon. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, a script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, a script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week, and in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. Herbert now. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Off a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, they'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
McPherson on for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Carolina offense about ready to go. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Robinson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. This defense for the Saints, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of them.
Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused...
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Diamador Lenore. And the Panthers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. When you're down early, how do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up second down. Second down and a run by Robinson. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 11 more on that one, and another first down. First down, here's Mitchell. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Meanwhile, Herbert throw complete there to Thomas. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 19 yards that time for number 19. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Now it's Herbert. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Illegal touching. Offense.
Down in this one, they needed that score, but they'll have to hold at least for the time being.
You're exactly right. Points that they had to have. As you said, they have to regroup now and see if they can get them another way.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That's complete out right to the tight end, Tremble. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play. Well, the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown.
James Robinson
With career touchdown number 60.
and the Panthers have cut it back within a score.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make our score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. He takes this for 3 to the 29. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Back to throw here. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player.
Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
Now Hill to return it. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return.
And out will come the offense as they take over. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Looking to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. A gain of 3, second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
He'll look to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns.
They've already been on record as saying, hey, if our rookie quarterback's going to tuck it and run on a scramble, we kind of hold our breath. Well, that was a maybe no, yes, as he's able to get into the end zone.
Are you saying he's got to learn where the line is about whether you keep your eyes downfield, try and find a receiver, or you tuck it and go? And I think there's going to be some growing pains with that. I think in this case, he made the right decision.
And we know he's got the speed. He showed it there.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Mitchell.
And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Pulled in at the 24.
The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return.
The Saints coming out now to take the field. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. He'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done.
How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
That's good for the Saints. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
You throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Panther offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On 1st and 10, Herbert.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front. Chris Godwin, a touchdown reception. From there, we make the trip east as we head all the way to Jacksonville to check on the Jags. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting L.A. Rams. Travis Etienne, a touchdown run in the victory. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Miami Dolphins. Baker Mayfield, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for Carolina. And they did have some success running the football in those first 2 quarters. And that might be something they continue to work on as they try to get back in this game. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they did even less on the ground as they struggled to get the run game going. Both teams going through their final halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football. And to bring you the second half from the Superdome, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Steps away. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down. Second and 9 now. Finding Knox there, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. With touchdown number 27, that ties Priest Holmes for the third most in a single year.
And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. McPherson now for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it was finished by the touchdown run from the 15.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Herbert. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. On first down, Justin Herbert. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. And Oliver has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
And the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Eluding the pressure right. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
I'm sure there was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Third and long, it's Herbert.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So the watch is officially on now. That ties him with Priest Holmes and Sean Alexander for second place all-time on the single-season list of rushing touchdowns.
And, partner, he now just sits one behind LaDainian Tomlinson's record of 28. We know LT's watching. We know he'd hate to lose his record, but we also understand he has great admiration for what this man's done, and he would be a worthy successor to the crown. LaDainian Tomlinson, one of the great players, one of the great people of the NFL.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, partner, they certainly played up to the top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Here's Mitchell with a catch out of the backfield.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. There's the Panthers punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This is taken at the 23. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
25 yards that time. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's out to Hill, right side complete.
And he's going to get this down near the 25. Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. 25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Saints get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up the secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early, so now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. Back now here live in New Orleans. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On first down, it's Herbert. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. He was looking for Elijah Mitchell out of the backfield. And now it's 2nd down. To the air again, Herbert. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They give them 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Here's Herbert. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Herbert.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The sack there by Roquan Smith.
So that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And a look at the next-gen stats reveals that sack occurred in all of 2.3 seconds. And you think you want to be an NFL quarterback?
Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. And this one a 41-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over.
We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we enjoy.
We enjoy our time at the table, so maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
It's going to be a runner. Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we can probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
On play action, they'll throw.
Out to the left, he's got his tight end Knox.
So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And this will wind up a Saints first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
That was 4th and what we would call long in that situation, wasn't it? That wasn't 4th and inches, was it?
No, I mean, you get in those situations 4th and 3, 4th and 4. That's a lot to, what would you say, a lot of pizza left in that box.
It certainly is. Not everyone dove in on that one. In today's NFL, this is a passing down, all right? This is not a running down. That takes a lot of guts to call that play and even better execution.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And that is incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 40. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got him in. It's Brown. And outbounds right around the 20. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 64 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. So it's Saints football as we get you reset.
Line of scrimmage, the 9. 2nd and about a yard.
Check smash, check smash.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal. It's some good running there. Gets him down to about the 2-yard line. Knocking on the door. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons in.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Sometimes in the NFL, you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed watching their execution throughout this contest.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal.
And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football.
And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there. And trailing big here in this fourth quarter. And he was able to shed one tackle, but could not get away from there. So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's the Panthers punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Here's Hill on the return.
And that one a 55-yard punt, 13 on the return.
And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man, complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
That penalty is declined.
Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. Looking middle, and that's complete. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
Back to throw here, Herbert.
Screen play, setting it up for Mitchell.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game.
He's got the connection to Moore. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for New Orleans, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for Carolina, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the